This is Hitman. I just got back into playing Gran Turismo Sport about a week ago, and I went to one of my favorite cars, the Grade 3 Beetle, and I made a couple tunes based off of irregular tracks and smooth and long tracks. So I just wanted to share this with you real quick. If you like it, give me a thumbs up or what have you. If you don't, uh, so the grade 3 bracket's my favorite bracket racing in, and so I figured getting back into this game, I needed to make a couple good tunes for myself. So I did some research and uh, let's get to it. Go to the car settings. I have a irregular track, and I have a smooth track tune. So irregular tracks are tracks like you see here, irregular tracks or tracks with many turns. Got like Dragon Trail, Colorado Springs for rally racing, Nürburgring, Interlagos. Mount Panorama Circuit. These are all irregular tracks, in my opinion. And you have your smoother, more straighter tracks with long straightaways, and the roads are smoother, like Le Mans de la Sarthe. You have Fuji, Red Bull Ring. I use my smooth tune. Monza's a really good track for a smoother tune. And what else can we? Tokyo Expressway maybe? I don't know. That's kind of like a road track. Speedways, most definitely. So let me see here. Go back. I want to run down the chart with you real quick and share a little bit. I only have a little bit. I'm not a professional tuner. This is just all information that I put together in my head and just put it on paper. And it turned out, in my opinion, to be okay. The transmission is completely fully customized. And it's based off of more acceleration than it is top speed for my Beetle. The transmission on both my tunes are the same. I used a specific calculator that's based on real life sim, and that translates out to this game. So I got the transmission. One thing I should note is that this tune, both tunes, is heavily favored in understeer. I don't like oversteer. I prefer understeer. And so you can see some of these settings that will mimic that, which is giving me the understeer. I have no downforce on the front or the rear. It's the minimum amount of downforce. Just because of how I race. The more downforce you put onto your car, the lower the top speed. And my trans is already built around acceleration, not top speed. But you know, if I added more downforce, it would significantly decrease the top speed even more. I do play with traction control with this car. Weight reduction, minimized. Horsepower is all the way up. Brake force, I like a -4. I like my front brakes doing most of the braking. Ride height, my general knowledge of it is not, of the suspension. I think the suspension is one of the most important, if not the most important part of car tuning. You got front and rear, which adjusts the ride height here. Front and rear. So many people call this a rake, R-A-K-E, rake. You have negative rake, positive rake, and evened out rake. Positive rake is when you have the ride height in the front higher than the rear. Negative, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Positive rake is having a higher ride height in the rear. The rear ride height is higher than the front. That would be positive. Negative rake, the front ride height is higher than the rear ride height. And then the negative rake helps with understeer as well. With the irregular track, meaning mini turns, bumps, not straightaways, not smooth, things going to be rough on your suspension. My springs right here, they are minimized. I have them down to a lower setting than what I would have on a stiffer, more straightaway, less turn tracks. So the spring rates are particularly low, given body roll and many corners, many bumps and bruises. The suspension will handle it more smoothly with the spring rates low. But in contour with that, what helps with that is the dampers. You got bump and you got rebound, and the damping ratio I have pretty much maxed out on the bump and the rebound for irregular tracks. Anti-roll bars, if you have the front higher the settings for anti-roll bars, the more stiffer, more understeer. Lower the anti-roll bars, lower degrees. More lower degrees equals oversteer. So I like to have the front higher than the rear. And it just worked out this way. Camber angle for a grade 3 car, what I understand, what I read, is good to have it anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5, depending on what track you're racing. Toe angle, I have out 15, and it's a lot of experimenting, and I found that 15, an out toe angle of 15 and an end toe angle of 35 for the rear. That's pretty much what I run with that, and it turns beautifully. The turning cornering is really good. And then we have the differential. The higher the ratio, pretty much means more understeer. Lower the ratio, more oversteer. The drivetrain, the limited slip differential, initial torque, pretty much means the higher the ratio, the more your, let's say, like for the rear, for instance, the rear tire, the outside tire is moving faster than the inside tire. So if you want them to be more synchronized, to have them more of a par, like a pace, like on par, where they're rolling almost together, more in sync, and slowing that outer wheel down to catch up with the inner wheel. The inner wheel. That's that is understeer. That's going to enhance understeer. Limited slip differential acceleration sensitivity. This is pretty much this is corner exit. This is when you're pulling out of a turn. When you're pulling out of a turn, like I said, the outside wheel is moving faster than the inside wheel. So, if you want more traction, more power on the ground, which will increase understeer, you want to raise this up for corner exit. The higher the ratio, the more the more the outside wheel will synchronize with the inside wheel, meaning less oversteer, more understeer. So corner exit, I have set to 33. Corner exit and corner entry, this is when you're pulling into a corner and you want to adjust the power and the grip that you have on the road, which favors understeer, which is understeer. If you want more oversteer, you're gonna want to lower this number down, like maybe to a 20, 19. I want to go really below 18, 17 if you're going oversteer. Oversteer will give you sharper corners. It'll give you sharper cornering and a better radius for turning. But then if you're doing that, you may lose some traction on the road. It can increase spin outs because the outside wheel would be moving a lot faster than the inside wheel. So that's not what we're doing. We're doing understeer here, and I like it at around 31. So this is what I have for my Beetle, and this is for irregular tracks. My smooth track tune, the only difference is for smoother and longer straightaways, I want my aerodynamics to be on point. So I have the ride height adjusted a lot lower on the smoother tune, and I still have the front a bit higher than the rear for that negative rake. So it brings a little bit of understeer out. The natural frequency, the springs are a lot stiffer. You kind of want that for aerodynamics. Anti-roll bars are the same A5. The bump and the rebound damping, the absorbers, they are set to a minimal degree ratio number. So the suspensions is a lot stiffer with this tune. The negative camber I kept the same, and the toe angle I kept the same. Everything is the same except for the ride height, natural frequency, the damping ratio for the compression, the bump, and the rebound. And it doesn't sound like much, but it definitely does. If you took like this tune and ran it on a track with mini turns that has lots of bumps, rocks, and holes on the pave, you will completely be flying everywhere. You're gonna be all off the road, which is why I have two separate tunes for the basic, smooth, and irregular. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought this was a pretty good tune. I hope you like it. Hope it's beneficial for some.